Family, hello everyone. I hope you are all doing and very well financially, mentally, family wise. All the relationships in your life and business ship in your life are all doing well. And I hope, of course, you are well taken care of. The best vessel you will ever have, which is your body. I hope you are taking care of your mind, your spirit. I mean, with a healthy body, a healthy mind, a strong mind, and a healthy spirit, a strong connection with your God or whatever deity you pray to. With that strong connection, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing and nowhere that can become a barrier for you, that you will not be able to achieve whatever you have set your mind, your spirit, and your body to achieve. I am coming with this fitness and motivational combo video, and the title of the fitness video that I am doing is 30-minute kettlebell build muscles, one kettlebell only, by Alex Crockford. So this is a new, okay, not to build strength so that I'll be able to do better push-ups, so that I'll be able to have stronger upper body, because my lower body is quite strong. I can do squat all day every day without even feeling anything, but when it comes to my upper body, I'm quite weak on that side, and that is why it is good to know about your body, so that you know where you are supposed to exercise, to know where and how you are supposed to exercise, so that you not only build muscles but you also build strength. So that is the detail. So I need a mat, I need a kettlebell to do this exercise. So it is a home video with some accessories. It's not so much accessory that it is not that it will be difficult for somebody to do. So anyways, it's about carrying a little bit of weight, and the weight can be any kind of weight you have around your house. I'm not trying to look pushy or anything, but these are things that are quite affordable where I'm living. But you can get any kind of weight, a big stone, a water of bottle. I used to do exercise with my mom and my aunt, and they will use things that they had around, even the flower pots. You can use something that is weight that you can carry around, that you can lift above your head without endangering yourself. So anyways, that is the fitness part of the video, and as usual, I will share the link so that you go and do the exercise. I am building strength. I need some upper body strength. That is how come I'm focusing on it. But I've done previous videos that you can get inspired and look at the link so that you can go and do the exercise. So if you need heat or the cardio, I've done other videos that are targeted to it. And if you need to build strength, well, get my inspiration. This video is not too fast because it's not too long, but you can get inspired and then follow the link to go and do the video. That is the fitness side. And the motivational side, as usual, I come with a fitness video that you get inspired from, and a motivational message. So that is quite an emotional motivational message, but I hope you really listen to me. I hope you really listen and take your time to listen to what I have to say, because as a 36-year-old woman, I've realized there's a lot of things I have done based on what and how I was raised, based on the things that I did not have, that the things I liked, and the things I had a lot of, which might not have been good as a young child to have or to see around her. So anyways, the title of my message today is healing your wounds first. Your wounds as a child, healing your wounds first before they hurt you. So in our business or relationships or in our partnership, so we need to heal our wounds, the wounds that we realize that they are the regular patterns that we repeat in any kind of relation, business, or partnership that we encounter or we go through as an adult. So our wounds need to be, first of all, identified as such. Some of us do not even realize they are wounds until we see ourselves having or going through the same pattern with different people in maybe sometimes the same situation or the different situations. Our wounds either make us weak to fight over them or to fight against them, accepting them as the way we are or as the way our life is happening to us, or they make us hard and cold and then hurt us in the same process, or hurt us and hurt the people around us in the same process. So for example, without the presence of one of the parents, you will either reject any kind of this gender, so any kind of authority coming from this gender, the gender of the parent that you missed when you were growing up, that was not around, or that was not consistent, or that was not regular. So you either reject totally any kind of authority. So even in your job, if you, for example, miss a dad, it might be difficult for you to even have a man as an authority, because there was no father around you, so there was no male gender authority around you, or above you that you grew up with. So you might reject them or refuse to work for a man, or even neglect what kind of power a man can have, which is actually difficult, because if as a woman, if you reject any kind of job where a man is the manager or the man is the owner, it will be difficult for you to get a job. It will be difficult because most of the industry out there are are regulated and are managed by male. That there's always a man somewhere about there. So that was not around, or you are too weak and accept every kind of nonsense from that gender in your relation partner and business ship. So like I said, for the first example was missing a dad, like the dad authority, not having your dad around. And the second example, or you are too weak and you accept any kind of nonsense coming from that gender. So maybe you were raised by your father and there was no mommy around, so you will accept any kind of nonsense this woman is going to do in your life, or this partner, this female partner or manager is going to do in your life, because you have missed a woman in your life, like you have missed the mother authority or the mother love in your life. So you are too weak and you will accept any kind of nonsense. Maybe as a in a relationship, the woman can cheat on you, the woman can mistreat you, insult you, disrespect you, and you'll be like, it is okay, because you are too weak and you miss that female parents in your life. So you do not have any strength to even fight for your right or fight for your seat on the table, because you miss that parents in your life, and then you attribute the emotional damages or that, and then you attribute those lack of bonds or the lack of those lack of feelings to that woman who is now using your weakness to do any kind of nonsense to you. So the second example is when you grow up in an abusive environment, or when your first relationship, business partnership were abusive. And I'm saying abusive, not only physical, it can be emotional, it can be verbal, it can be any kind of abuse. Abuse is not just somebody beating you, somebody talking to you anyhow in front of people, or even in the confine of your home or in your work, somebody abusing you with their words, or even with their look, or even with their body language, like trying to be taller than you, bigger than you, and like using their maybe physical appearance to make sure you dim yourself and you become like you crawl emotionally. It's also abuse. So maybe you grew up in an abusive environment, or your first relationship or business ship was abusive to you, physical, verbally, or emotionally. You might become, if you do not heal that wound, if you not get through the process of identifying and then healing that wound before you carry yourself in the world or in the environment you are in, it will be difficult for you to even seek and acknowledge. So first part is you are too weak, so it will be difficult for you to seek a better environment, and you will always feel comfortable in an abusive environment, or you'll be too hard that at the slightest change of the people around you, even your boss, like if you even behave a little bit closer to this environment that you grew up in, to this abusive environment, without even doing it on purpose, or maybe you had a bad day, you will just go back. You're like, emotionally, you go back to that environment, and then you might react and overreact in front of that innocent person who might not have any idea about where you are coming from. Yeah, so you are either too weak, too afraid to fight for your place in a real partner, businessship, or relationship wise, or you are too hard and you risk to damage everything at the slightest chance of this behavior, maybe abusive, or even to this behavior reoccurring. So I will come back to heal your wound, see somebody, talk to somebody. I know as an African, we do not believe so much about psychology and therapy and stuff like this, but we have, is because the therapy and the psychology is trying to bring out I would say the Western view of healing, the Western view of talking. Meanwhile, we have our own way as an African. We have our own way of healing wound. We speak to the elders. There's always somebody who is around us, either in your family or even in your neighborhood. Or there was this big auntie that might not have that might not be blood related. That is always understanding. That always gives good advices and stuff like this. And yes, that person might not have the right qualification as a psychologist, but I would say, if you do not believe in psychology and therapy, there's always somebody around us that we know that when we cried, this person was able to listen to us. When we had issues, this person was always giving us good advice, and it's based on the bond that you have with that person. If you do not believe in psychology, there's always a circle that you can rely on, people you can rely on, that will be able to listen to you. And if that circle becomes toxic, it's better for you to maybe seek professional advice. I will not even say maybe, it's better for you to seek professional advice, so that you get yourself out of the environment that have hurt you, that has hurt you, so that you get like normal advice and professional advice as to how to heal your wound and how to see that you are actually healing your wound. So yes, leaving aside relationship and businessship, you might also carry your wounds in the bond that you have with the people you bring into your life. Those innocent people, maybe your children. Those innocent people, maybe the love of your life. That's somebody who is willing to fight your wound through, so that it's he or she stays in your life. There are some people you can hurt so much, but they will stick to you. And maybe those people are even hurt themselves, and they don't even know that the way they endure you, your behavior, your misbehavior, is a wound that they carry, and they do not even know about it. So yes, living aside relationship wise and business ship wise, you might carry your wounds to your children, give them those wounds or help them, and then later on they will also portray the same wound that you have. And you definitely do not want that. You definitely do not want your children to be affected by the things you endured as a child, that maybe you are now too weak to fight over, too weak to speak out about, or too strong and so hard that now you are cold to to any kind of people who might even be the same gender that you miss when you grew up, or to the abusive, or somebody who actually did not even realize he was portraying the environment that the abusive environment that you grew up in. And when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that you are too hard to fight an abusive relationship or business ship, but rather at the slightest change of this environment reoccurring, that means you think it is going to happen and it might not even happen, or you think it's going to happen again. The abusive environment is going to repeat itself, and maybe that one was a body language that the person did not even realize will remind you of the abusive environment you grew up in. So please identify your wound, identify them. What is hurtful to me? What did I like? What is reoccurring in my life? So if you go from an abusive relationship to an abusive relationship, please recognize and acknowledge that yes, if I'm going through the same thing and the same thing again, the problem might not be the people, but rather the choices that I am making to make sure that I'm repeating the abusive environment. Or if you are somebody who is so hard, ensure that you heal your wound so that you do not become so ensure that you heal your wound so that you do not become so hard and so cold as to give no chance to anyone at all. Because at the end of the day, like I said, heal your wound or your wound will destroy you. They will destroy your relationship. They will destroy you, and you might not even find a job where maybe the gender that you miss as a parent is always there, because in every kind of environment, business ship, partnership, or even and employment, there's always both gender. So if you have issue with one of the gender that you do not have or you miss when you grew up, it will be difficult for you to even receive any kind of job in that environment, in any kind of business or financial environment. So please heal your wound before they destroy you. Heal your wound, identify them, then identify your triggers. Maybe it is a body language, maybe it is a word that raise those kind of emotions, whether weak or hard emotions. So please heal your wound. Speak to a professional who will help you go through identifying those wounds. Because if you do not identify the wounds and you do not seek the triggers, those words or body language or even the environment, you do not seek which one are my triggers, you might just destroy every kind of opportunity that are there for you. You might destroy your chances to maybe a good relationship. You might destroy your chances to maybe have a better job. You might destroy your chances to even be free in this life, because you are not healed. You did not heal your wounds. And yeah, so I said, identify your wounds, check out the triggers, and then go through the process of making sure that you heal your wound, and do not just tackle the symptoms. Because if you are sick, you do not just tackle the symptoms, but you go through the process of identifying the kind of sickness that you have. If it is emotional, if it is physical, if it is verbal wounds that you received or that you have, go through the process and identify them, so that you heal the wound and not just the symptoms. So I hope I've helped somebody out there starting with me. And this is an emotional motivational message, but I've told you before, my channel is about everything surrounding the body, everything surrounding you and surrounding me. Like, we need to heal our wounds so that we make sure we are healthy people walking out there. And I'm not only talking about your body, I'm talking about your emotions as well. If you are damaged emotionally, you will not be healthy enough to go through the process of entrepreneurship. You will not be healthy enough to go through the process of building a healthy relationship. You might not be healthy enough to even have healthy and emotional bond with your children and the people around you. So that was my message today, and I hope it has helped somebody out there starting with me. Until I see you in another video, please take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and take care of the best vessel you will ever have, which is your body, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Until I see you then, thank you for watching. Bye.